All right. I saw on Facebook that a guy was trying to sell a refrigerator because he bought one for $100 and it was infested with roaches. And he sprayed and he put diatomaceous earth down and he bombed and he did all that and it still had roaches in it. Let me show you why you cannot get rid of roaches by, just conventional spraying and all that. For one, they like to be back here because there will be water there's a drip pan back here, which is here, and the water will go in there, so they like to drink the water. The water comes from the refrigerator. Then the evaporator fan here gets rid of it, right, in due time. So they like to lay their eggs back here, but even if you spray back here, it really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you another thing. Tell you why. Because they can end up actually back here. And they do that by way of getting into the refrigerator. So the one I just had, I got from these people's house, they had a refrigerator and there were roaches inside of the refrigerator. See, roaches like to hang out on the door jambs. So they like to hang out here. And you don't even know that they're there. But this is where they'll be. They'll hang out in here. You don't even know that they're there. So anywhere you have these gaskets, there's probably a roach there if you're infested. Now, once they get in here, they can get into this spot here. This is open. So they can get in there. That's where your water goes. Even if you don't have one of these, roaches can get into these doors. These doors are hollow. They're not solid metal. So it's just one of the reasons why you can't get rid of roaches. They can hide all in here. You'll see they'll be all in your freezer. This door is blocking it, but they'll be all in your freezer. Not to mention, there's water in all refrigerators. So you'll see that roaches and gnats, they like to hang around, this area here because they know that's where the water is. Especially if you got one of these refrigerators here, they can crawl up into here. They can get up into this area here. This is a hollow. There's plenty of spaces where they can get up into there. It's a done deal. Once they get in here, there's nothing you can do. And even if you don't have a water system like this, they can still get inside of these doors and get inside of your refrigerator. And like I said, I just got rid of two of them. One was this size. And the other day I got rid of one this size. And it doesn't matter. Once you pull that back right there, you'll see nothing but roach eggs. And sometimes you'll actually see roaches. Or you'll see mice. So if you see mice eggs, get rid of that refrigerator. Do not bring that into your house. Or you'll see gnats. I delivered a refrigerator to a lady that was kind of like this one. And I didn't know that it had gnats all in it. Well, once they got to the inside, they were all in the back. And I had no idea, but the whole thing was covered, but they were all dead. And she had pulled out the ice maker or something, and she saw just a whole nest of them back there, nest of eggs and everything. Why? Because the guy who I bought it from left it outside. So they went back there and gestated or whatever they did, had a bunch of eggs popping and they were all over the place, and then they died. They have a short life cycle, and then they died, but they lay a bunch of eggs for the next cycle. And then once she pulled that out, she was like, hey, this thing's infested. I was like, okay, I'll come get it. She's like, never mind, I cleaned it out, and I haven't heard from her since. That was some years ago. So if your refrigerator is infested and it's the only one that you have, you can deal with it. I guess you can control your situation. The guy, he did put diatomaceous earth down just in case they came crawling out. But, roaches fly, so they don't have to cross your diatomaceous earth line in order to get out and get into your kitchen. And that's exactly what they want to do. They want to get into your closets, they want to get into your kitchen, anywhere in your kitchen. And another thing that roaches want to do is they want to get into your vents. Once they get into your vents, no matter what you put down, they're like, hey, we're going to hide in the vents. And they travel through your house, through your vents and your electrical sockets. So a lot of times you're just like, okay, well, I put something in the vents and they're still here. That's because they're in the walls now. I mean, it's really hard to get rid of them. I use different stuff to try to get rid of them. Um, and I still see some every now and then. But one thing I use is, this is not a commercial, but I use this stuff here. I use Vendetta. This is roach food. So instead of spraying and they all scurvy away and the spray only affects the ones that it touches, you leave roach food now. Then they come eat it and then it takes it back to their spot and then they die. So I use this stuff. It's about $30 online. Like I said, this is not a commercial. But it works, but you still see them. You'll still see roaches. So get yourself some of this, but it will knock down their numbers drastically, especially for the ones that are just boldly crawling around your house in front of your face because they know you're not going to do nothing. No, you put down some Vendetta and you put it in your, in your hot spots, behind your fridge, in your, vents and stuff like that. It will knock down their numbers, but if your neighbor has them, then those roaches will still come see you. But lastly, right here, roaches can. This is foam behind here, so there are pipes that are running from here up into here. So this is foam behind there. This is pretty compact, but nonetheless, we're talking about roaches, so they can find a way to get even behind here and and hide. And if they get behind there and they have food, because most people drop food around the refrigerator, if they have food that's around there, especially under the refrigerator, that's where a lot of food, if you got kids or you got people who just don't tidy up that much and you're having a bunch of food around there, this is where your roaches are coming from. And they're drinking the water and they're eating the food and then they're multiplying. And it's a bad deal. So if you're going to start spraying, just getting some Raid and try to knock them out, spray up under your refrigerator first. I mean, if you see them all in your closets and stuff like that, spraying is not going to work, but it will start knocking down their numbers. So don't just let them crawl around your house. Get yourself some little, $2 spray, boom, start spraying. That'll make them start hiding. And then put down some, like I said, some Vendetta. When they do come out at night or whenever they come out, put this in your vents, put this behind your refrigerator, put it at the bottom of your refrigerator, put it in your, but keep it out of the way of reach of kids. Okay, so don't have it around kids. But put it in your closets or where your dishes are at where kids can't reach, but put it way in the back. And make sure you always rinse and wash off your dishes. And clean your kitchen, people, please. Clean your kitchen. I've seen some really nice clean houses and they still have a roach or two. But cleaning your kitchen is where it starts, because if you don't clean your kitchen, it's going to be all bad for you. All right? It's your boy Tone 202. It's a warning. How to get rid of these roaches.